he there? Could he be actually there? Is that a Tim that we hear in the background? Not yet showing his face. It's a ghost! It's a ghost! What will we do? Do I have my lights on? I do have my lights on. Okay. Bam! Hi. Hi, friends! Friends, Romans, countrymen. Lend me your attention so that I can usurp it. Nice production stream yesterday, Tim. Hi. Today is still technically later. The sign said that Tim would come back. I believe it was might come back and produce later. Now is later. Later exists. So I kept my word. Rumi and I went grocery shopping yesterday, and we made food. It took a long time. And then we watched the end of the Hunger Games, and then it was like midnight, and Rumi went to bed, and I decided that instead of production streaming, I would try to figure out how to animate fermions, and this has been a thing that I have been trying to do for quite a long time, and I'm pretty excited that thing I posted in creative projects with the here, let's turn this down. Let's turn you down. How do I turn you down? There we go. Yeah. We can just. That was a show you were tweeting. No, that wasn't the show I was tweeting about. I was tweeting about real life. Yeah, I mean, it's like the field vibrations, the fermion thing. It's gonna get better. But this is actually the first time I have ever, like, because the boson one. Hold on, let me pull it up. I want to show it to you. Breaking my rule about only doing creative projects on Mondays, but that's because it's my creative project and I like it. What have y'all been doing? Not too much more. We got another Homestuck from Jamie Barrett. So here, this thing. So this bosonic field thing that I'm working on. By the way, hi everybody. Hi Sophios. Hi We Heart Trains. Zach, Catherine, Alex, Nathan, Sophios, etc. People who are here: Kitty 5656, Valderg, Alice, and Smith, Isabel, all of you. So this picture is actually like It's a mathematically accurate picture of a bosonic field. It actually comes from a paper by this guy Helmut Linde, who figured out a new way to like a new way to visualize the particle states of real scalar fields, and this is just me sketching those out. So this is not new. Like, I've implemented a code for this already both in JavaScript and in Python. I've done versions of it. This is what the concept art for what bosons look like. These might actually, because right now I've got this wave function as a real valued wave function, which means there's like a node in the middle. So it's like the field like bouncing against itself like this. I might switch that out, because when particles travel, they travel in this way where they cycle around the complex plane, which I'm representing with different colors. So you can think of the circle of colors as the circle around the complex plane, and that's what I'm trying to do. So right now, just red is positive and blue is negative, and then all the other colors will be like complex valued things. And so when you've got something at rest, it's you can do it with real values, but I kind of like the rainbow effect, and it'd be cool because the rainbow effect will make like if it's a complex valued thing, because this is pretty much two complex modes. It's like how a sine wave is a circle going this way plus a circle going this way. You can think of this as a sine wave. You can think of the rainbow as like going around the circle proper instead of just going up and down. And I think it would actually be cool because when you animate this in like the time dimension, what's going to happen is this would stay fixed. Like this would, like what would happen is the red will still, like all these things will cycle around the colors throughout time because quantum states like go through the different phases of the complex plane as they evolve in time. But with that, like in this case, this would just kind of sit here and it would like change from red to orange to yellow to green, and this would change from like blue to purple to red to whatever. But if you do the complex one, it'll actually sort of sweep up. Like it'll be this kind of rainbow from down to up, and then the rainbow will cycle like this, and you'll see kind of that there's like even in stagnation in a particle at rest, there is motion sort of in field space, and I like that. And then also you can look at like there's a difference between a particle sweeping up and a particle sweeping down, and that's kind of like a particle-antiparticle distinction. Although not really, because bosons are their own antiparticles, but it becomes important in the fermion. So the fermion has, I've been trying to figure out a way to do a fermion for a long time, because a fermion, like the thing with a bosonic field is it can pile up on itself. So it's very, so what I mean by field space is just like the dimension on, like, because here, like the horizontal is like physical space. It's like left to right, you know, this way to that way, the particle's moving this way. But up and down in this context is, I don't know, it's like the value of the dimension of the value of the field. So like, is the field strong? Is it weak? Is it positive or negative? The actual numerical value of the field. That's what I'm representing on the vertical. So bosons can go through a whole bunch. Bosonic fields can go through like all the real values, right? Like they can be at 0, they can be at 0.2 to 0.1, 1 to a million, whatever. There's kind of a continuum of possible field values. Fermionic fields can only be at 2 values. They're two state systems at every point. That's what a fermionic oscillator is, like a spin system. It can either be up or down or a 0, 1 qubit or whatever. So because of that, that's why you can't pile up a bunch of fermions at one location, right? Because you go from down to up, and then there's nowhere to go. You can't go further. You can't pile a bunch up on each other. Yeah. So I've been trying to figure out how to represent like actual moving fermions though, because like a fermionic field is really weird to visualize. And Sean Ale, you might know something about this. So what I'm using here is this thing called the transverse field Ising model, which is a very common it's a very common solid state physics model, and it has at its critical state, which is it has this phase transition, and at the point of the phase transition, so it's basically a model of a magnet. So where either your magnet can, like all the little domains of the magnet can align and all be in the same state, or if you heat it up, they'll anti-align and be jumbled and whatever. Or, you know, maybe depending on your things, the magnets want to anti-align, so you'll have like up, down, up, down, up, down in some sort of ordered state. But there are certain values for the parameters for which there's no long range order, and it's actually described by like a one-dimensional fermion system. And the thing that's interesting about fermions is that there's a way that if you pass through them, you switch from positive to negative. So that's what I like about this model, is it kind of shows that, because the fermions are these domain walls. So you can think of it like a domain wall is like if you have a chain of if you have a chain of arrows that can either be up or down. The domain wall is where they flip from being all up to all down, like that, all up, down. That's the domain wall, right? So if they want to be aligned, there's some sort of energy to, if they all want to be in the same direction, then it takes a little bit of energy, a little more energy for them to be like this than to be like this. So that's an excitation. And the cool thing about that is it's kind of this visualization of, like, as you pass through the fermion, you go from positive to negative. This is what anti-commuting is, if you're a physicist. So this is like a really localized one, but this is what it should. I'm not positive about this. I haven't actually. Bye, we heart trains. Good to see you. So here, if we spread this out, then it's going to look something like this. You're going to have, we're going to have, instead of the excitation being localized at one domain. Yeah, this is, Alice, this is kind of my, I don't know. So if you wanna know what I've illustrated here, it's kind of like a Schrodinger's cat state of domain walls, because I wanted to make it symmetrical just for now. So it's like here's one domain wall where it's like one state where it's up, switch to down, 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 down. Here in the middle, it's halfway in between. This one is down, 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 switch to up. So this is, it's like a cat state. I don't know if this is really physical, but I really like the look of it because it really illustrates this like becoming like switching as you go across the fermion. And then if I want to spread that out, I can just spread that out kind of in phase space. So what I'm doing here is I have a superposition of a bunch of these domain walls, but at different points on the lattice, and then and at like different phases. So at each of these crosses is kind of like one is the one going down is the negative phase of the one going up. So what's going to happen here is when these fermions are moving, the same way that I said these rainbow things will these like rainbow colors will sweep and cycle left or right as the fermion moves left or right. And so here's one fermion. You could see, like, you could attach this vacuum to this vacuum, right? Because you've got purple to purple, yellow to yellow. This is kind of like half of all the phases are represented down here, and half are represented on the top. But they switch as you go through a fermion. So you could attach this one to that one. My idea for anti-fermions, and I think this is accurate, is that for one thing, in the fermion, I've got it going red, orange, yellow, green, and then on the other side, like cyan, blue, purple. So it's going forward in the rainbow. The anti-fermion is going backward in the rainbow as you go from left to right: green, yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, cyan, etc. And so when a fermion meets an anti-fermion, you can see, like, as this gets closer to this, if these two are lined up, we got this one, and say we bring this down and attach it here. This green, as this approaches here from the left, this green will hit that green first, and this domain wall will actually be able to come together and flip down and annihilate itself. And then the yellow will meet the yellow, and those will flip down, and then as you get, like, you can get all the way through, and these two particles will just disappear, and you'll be left with just a vacuum that's that should be, let's see if I do this right, it'll just be yellow, yellow orangey on the top and purpley bluish on the bottom, right? And there'll be no state left. So I really like that because it actually, I think, because this is actually a fermionic model, that pretty much illustrates everything I want to be able to say about fermions, at least in one dimension, at least in that part of the song. So we'll see. Now, the one complication right now for you physicists out there is that the like vacuum state of the the what is it? TFIM, they always call it, the Transfield Ising model. So the domain walls are formed by different, the domain walls are caused by a spin flip in the middle here. But you can treat them as a quasi-particle, Alice. So, like, you need multiple particles. In a way, you can think of, like, in both of these cases, you can think of every point in space as having like a different site on it where particles can be. But really, you can think of the whole system as like one big excitation that's a single particle. So, like, this is in solid state physics, we have like many particles leading to one excitation that's called a quasi-particle. And so I'm trying to represent, quantum fields with quasi-particles. But the problem right now is that this is not, well, I don't know, it would be nice to do this as accurately as possible. So in the bosonic case, the actual like vacuum state, like the state with no particles it'll just be kind of like a scribble in the middle here, of like all the different colors. And then if you put a particle in, those colors are kind of separate, and you'll get, that's like, okay, there's a particle here. There's sort of one cycling through the rainbow, is one particle. And then if you pile two particles up on each other, you can get a double cycling through the rainbow, be two particles. But the rainbow is always there, and it's always like hanging out down here, just like scribbling in the middle. In fermions, the ground state of this system, so like the vacuum state, is it's not supposed to be this. It's not supposed to be an ordered state. This is a nicely ordered state that's just like up plus down all the way along. But the vacuum state for fermions is a Fermi sea. So here's what a Fermi sea is. If you start with this state, if you imagine that like just blue up here and red down here is the vacuum, is like the zero particle state, and then you see what you can do with this physical system, you'll find that you can actually make particles that have negative energy. And so your system, if you don't have your system like perfectly balanced, then your system is just going to start producing all these particles of negative energy, and that's not going to be a stable state. If you have particles of negative energy, you can just produce them for no reason, right? So the actual ground state of a fermionic system is one where from here it's as if, like, what that basically means is that this is not the lowest energy state. You started with the wrong state. The actual lowest energy state would be the one where all of the negative energy states are already excited, right? You're as low as you can go, and then you start building back up. So from here, what I think is going on is that I'm actually illustrating particles with positive energy and particles with negative energy. And what should happen is that I should have all the particles with negative energy already here in like this big soup. And then a particle is this, and an antiparticle is taking away a negative energy particle. So this is like a particle hole thing. So you've got particles, and you've got holes in the particle bath, which are antiparticles. Except you could just as easily think of it the other way, where the particles are the holes and the antiparticles are the actual excitations. So I would really like to simulate that state where all of the negative energy particles are already here at once, instead of it being this. My fear is that it's not going to look nearly as nice. I think it's going to be hopelessly messy, and that when we add a particle or take away a particle, like right here, it's just so clean, right? Like if you have a particle, it's really obvious you have a particle, and then here there's a nice clean vacuum. But I'm afraid that if we have the real Fermi sea, it's just going to be such a jumble that nothing will actually make sense. So I don't know, but I don't know. And the problem is that no one really writes down these actual vacuum states. No one bothers with this. They like figure out what the energies are, and then they use them to make descriptions about like the large scale dynamics. But no one ever tries to make pictures of these things. So I don't know. I've tried to code these things up before, and I've gotten hopelessly lost. But I might try to code it up again, and because I'm gonna be really bothered if later on I figure out that I could have got the proper vacuum state and made this like mathematically rigorous, and I didn't. And also, if I think I can publish a paper, so that would be cool. because Helmut, I talked to Helmut, the guy who made the visualizations that led me to this picture, and I asked him, hey, have you done anything with fermions? And he said, no, I have no idea how to do fermions. So if I can figure out how to do fermions, I can probably put it in a paper. So that would be sweet. Which is one of the reasons I've been, like, this is the first time I've shown this kind of diagram to anyone, but I've been, like, tearing through articles on spin chains for, like, months now. For a long time, I was trying to work with this other spin chain. So a spin chain is any, like, two-state system like this. Or kind of like there's different points that have can be in a possibility of two states. And for a long time, I was trying to work with this thing called the quantum XY model, which is very similar to this one, but just has a different, like, a different assignment of which states have which energies. And I banged my head against it for a long time and couldn't understand it. And finally, out of happenstance, I have to thank this stream in a way for leading me to this picture, because I was doing the commentary on molecular shape of U and talking about how nobody understands what spin is, and that led me to post in the physics page, implying we can discuss physics. Hey, I don't understand spin. Here's my feelings on it. What does everyone think? And someone responded with a set of lecture notes that led me to this, transverse field Ising model, and it's much clearer, I think, in its like illustration of here's how like fermionic modes work. So thank you all for that. Yeah, I'm excited about this. But so that's what I did instead of produce last night. Which, I mean, I definitely didn't do that all day. I was on Twitter for like 3 hours. Actually, I was hanging out with Evelyn for like 4 hours, and then I was on Twitter for like 3 hours, and then in the dying hours of the day, I figured out this thing and put it on the Discord. Yeah. So, well, not just Twitter for 3 hours. I was also on YouTube, watching bits of podcasts. I was watching Bill Wirtz talk to Ethan Klein about how he made the history of Japan. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta. Do you get any sleep? I got some. John Perry followed me yesterday. Now I can argue epidemiology with him. Ooh, sounds like fun. Do you have a lot of, Zach? Do you have particular beefs with John about epidemiology? Let me know. So today we're gonna do field vibrations again. I haven't listened to this really since we last did it. Oh, okay. This is I should really learn the shortcuts on this thing, because for example, I can control scroll and it does that. And this is like when I discovered that I could do this. It just helps me get around easier. Okay, so there was something in the interview with you I had a beef with. I want to fix brain, but you want to tell me? We can talk about it. Okay, let's go through and listen to this and see where we left off.
Quantum. Quantum. Field vibrations. Quantum field excitation. I thought the particles pictured there were like solid bits no force on earth could tear. Particles are deceptive world. It's a waving field like sound is waving air. Yeah. I'm made out of field vibrations. Particles are field excitations. Little packets of field vibration. They're the units of excitation. Any matter is field vibrations. Equal opposite excitations. In the fields of our field vibrations, where they cancel our excitations. Forces are fields that build on common ground. Matter field vibrations shun their kind. Every wave in a different state. Top of vibrate, take up space, building into our growth solid world. Yeah. I'm made out of field vibrations. Particles are field excitations. Nucleons are quark field vibrations. Glued together with excitations. Buzz around to more field vibrations. Little negative excitations. Kept in orbit by field vibrations. Force enabling excitations.
I like that section now. Okay, we were somewhere in the middle of here, weren't we? Okay, it was the thing about the plague. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
To something high deeper. What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the latest idea. Brains are bits or melodies. The girls that's digital quantum spin form or holographic entropic.
Oh yeah, I was just doing these ones.
Simulation new.
Okay, and then I remember we had realized that this ending get totally pulverized. Somehow the ending got pulverized, and we gotta fix that. So, do like that volume change in the middle section. Which middle section? There's a lot of middle sections. So excitations. So we got this. This is good. We do have to. I think we do have to still match the second chorus with the first chorus, but we'll get there. That's not creative. That's the one just before you pause, like this, like this thing. Like that thing. Holographic entropic model string simulation new. Yeah, I mean that was out of. I wasn't gonna do that. That was out of necessity because I can't do that super high note in anything but like a super. Right, the like this thing. Where is it? Like the only way I could pull that off is in that sort of tone, and that really doesn't work with quiet. So I had to, I was like, there's nothing for it. I've got to make it a huge thing, which is fine. It works. So yeah, I think this beginning could be quieter. Like it could come down.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper.
Like it kind of goes down. At it like the way I've got it right now, it's kind of louder here. And then goes down.
Those quantum field vibrations to some.
And I'm not sure I like that. I think it should be soft all the way. I think that's what I want. So what's the main one? It's the ooze. The ooze have some sort of shaping on them. Low bridge. Ooh. You got a volume thing? Is it? Or is it in these, or is it just in the way I shaped the other things around it? Oh yeah, there's definitely. Okay, so maybe. Yeah, maybe this was just a bad idea. Should bring this down. We might want to make it a little louder. But I think maybe, I think it's also, I did something with the bass. Yeah. Yeah, I made these louder.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper.
I don't know. I think, let's try bringing these down. I don't know if I want them that loud. Like as a little is okay. Yeah, even that just makes it a little less.
Quantized gossip. But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper. What's the seed of?
Yeah, I think like I got to do something different with this section. I've got to find a way to separate it so it's its own entity. 'Cause right now it's just like more. It's more of these. And I want it to be a different instrument. These symphonic ooze. What could we do? We could put an extreme exciter on it. We could add a bunch of high-end excitation. Get some punch. I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit of distortion. Just a bit. I don't know if it'll work. But just a little bit of that that old-timey flair again. That good old red light that I always use. Oh, where are you? Red. Oh, I mean instruments, that's why. Red. There we go, red light. Sunlight, moonlight, get your mood right. Try to look good in the moonlight. Let's put it before the exciter. This is gonna sound awful. See? What'd I tell you? Okay. Bring the drive down. Maybe subtly. I don't know, that's still too much. Oh, I was just down to stage 1. Soft tube, hard tube, bad tube, transistor, fuzz, op amp. Try different settings. Yeah, maybe that's what we want, like an op amp. Maybe put it before the binaural pan. But beneath the those quantum field vibrations. What do I want with this? And maybe this doesn't have to be, I don't know, maybe moving further in the middle. What if we could, you want to sweep this? Let's try sweeping it thin to wide to thin again. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's have some fun. Added automation width. Okay, we start at 30%. We're going to sweep it up to like 70%. And then back down to, I don't know, 40. Let's see what that is.
But beneath.
I might. I'm gonna overdo it and to see if I like the effect, and then I'll dial it back. I think maybe I like that, but that's too much. That's for sure too much. We can maybe bring it even further in to start. You're not going to hear this unless you're wearing headphones. Here.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper. What's the seed of quantum field?
And then here's got to already be over to the side for sure, because there's already something in the middle.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I got. What's the seed of quantum fields?
And that's too far out though, I think.
What's the seed of quantum fields?
Maybe once again, I don't know. Maybe we could start further in, bring it out. This is pretty sure the chorus just saying boba.
What's the seed of quantum fields?
Boba Fett.
What's the seed of quantum fields?
For hide inside, maybe, Raphael. Oh god, what happened? What do you mean what happened, Sophios? What do you mean what happened? Did something happen? Did we lose the stream? Okay. Do I like this? I don't know if I like this. It's a little ham-fisted. It should go right back there. Should be more subtle. So hide and sick. Maybe it's just the original song. It's called Hide and Seek. What original song? You could have called. Oh, my comment looks weird. Not sure what happened. Oh yeah. Question or hide inside maybe. Email at. Oh, I'm guessing what happened is that you added someone whose name is in a script that goes from right to left instead of left to right, and it got very confused because it's hard for browsers to manage text that goes in the opposite direction of English text. Be my guess. It still feels like it goes a little too far out to me.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations.
And then I think we gotta do something with the volume. Yeah, it does that. Can't figure out when to switch between left to right and right to left and flip stuff around. Raphael, your script Your language makes troubles for our browsers. Our browsers is making trouble for your language. Yeah, you guys should look at Tom Scott's. Tom Scott has two interesting videos about right to left text. One is just one is just his one about how hard it is to make to deal with scripts and different languages on social media if you're a web developer. And the other one is specifically about, I think it's the effective power bug. And the one where there was a text that would crash iPhones, and it was because it had some Arabic text that not only is right to left, but it also like can, if you add another letter, sometimes it can get shorter instead of getting longer because they combine letters in interesting ways. So what are we gonna do about this? Talk about it in the don't touch the black dot thing. Oh, was that the one? Yeah, it was one of those bugs. I'm gonna bring this down.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper. What's the seed of quantum fields?
Yeah, let's bring this up a little bit. Have it poke through a bit.
What's the seed of quantum fields?
But I think I want these to like fade before the whoa, 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 yeah.
Quantum fields.
It's probably easier to do that in world. In world. It's not really what that means. In universe, down at the level of these boxes.
Quantum fields.
What are the ones that are going for too long? Oh, they're all going pretty long.
Fields.
Yeah, maybe we gotta do this to all of them. Because I want them to, like, stop. Maybe on, yeah, like on here. I think I had a different idea for this fade before, but it doesn't quite work. I want it to fade out, and then we'll bring it back.
Quantum fields.
I mean, not that sharply. That's a little intense.
Quantum fields. Quantum fields.
There's still some that... Maybe just some of these are too loud by the end.
Quantum fields. Quantum fields.
It's faintest. It's supposed to be faintest. I ain't got
Quantum fields.
I ain't got the faintest idea.
Fields.
Yeah, maybe we just want to bring all these back. Bring them back.
Quantum fields.
But we don't want them all ending like suddenly.
Quantum fields.
Where do you hear the boba? I don't understand where you hear the word boba in there.
Quantum fields.
Is it this one?
Quantum fields.
Yeah, that sounds better.
What's the seed of quantum fields?
No, it doesn't. They fade out too fast now. Did I do something this? I mean, I dropped the width suddenly for no good reason. Let's stop that. Whoa, 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 yeah. Shawnee, oh, that's gross. You're being gross.
Quantum fields, I.
Why? Okay.
Quantum fields, I.
There's just some that feel like they don't fade out nearly enough, and some that feel like they fade out too much, and it's annoying.
Quantum fields, I got the yeah.
Yeah. There's something more we have to do.
Guys, gossip.
Do these have any sort of reverb on it? Do they have any kind of like ambience? Not really. They're surprisingly dry. That might be a problem. Need to give these some life. Yeah. It's reverbs. I'm gonna put on a reverb. I'm gonna put it before red light. So the whole system's still going through that lo-fi thing. See, now I got something going on. See, that's a lot now. How's that sound in the mix? It probably makes it quieter.
Guys, gossip.
Yeah, definitely.
But beneath.
Let's bring that up then.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper.
Need more air in this now.
But beneath those.
Yes, we have.
But beneath those. But beneath. But beneath those quantum field vibrations.
Yeah, it's this weird thing where like there's no ambience on the lead vocal, but there's a lot of ambience in the background. Oh, I think it's alright. It's almost like we need like a because that transition is really weird. We need like a whoomp, like something to be like that. Like that slow motion effect from iPhones when they're shooting in 240 FPS. And it slows down. Maybe we need something, a sound effect more like that.
Quantized gossip.
I think that'd be good.
But beneath those quantum fields,
And then I wonder if it would work to like this.
simulation
Like, is there any way we could come back, bring it back here? No, I don't think so. I think we just want it to be.
I'm made out of field vibrations, interplay of field excitations.
See how much that doesn't work now over here. Bye, Amy. Hope you feel better. I'm made out of field vibrations. Or am I? Am I made out of field vibrations? It sounds like that moment where you accidentally pressed next in the playlist. Yeah, I think that's it's an app description, I think. Let's do that. Let's put one of those in. That sounds like fun. There's already some swishes. Let's make more swishes. Duplicate. I don't really know if it's gonna work. Okay, we're gonna need at least 2 of these. I'm guessing we're gonna need 3 of them, maybe 4. Let's do 4 of them so we can pan them nicely. And we gotta get them all pretty much exactly the same. Alright, that one was pretty good, I think. Boo doo 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 woo doo. That one maybe worked. I don't know if it went as high as I wanted it to. Like this one. Ah. Well, that was really okay, actually. What about this one? Yeah, they're about the same. Oh, I'm gonna have to pan these differently. So right now they're all panned the same. That's okay. I'm gonna mute them all right now. Oh, we're way too far back. Here. That'll be good, right? Shot it good in the moonlight. Whoops. Oh, I already had a whole thing with different reverb in different parts. I think I've totally destroyed it. Whatever I did with this automation of reverbs all over the place, I've like killed it with putting other reverbs in places. I think I was trying to over bus it. I had like everything going to the one reverb bus. That wasn't quite it. Yeah. Cool. Full cool. Okay. And then I don't like, because these ones are here. I don't know if we're gonna keep these other ones. But we probably will. There's a lot of different swishes going on right now. What's this swish? Hey, did I already have this idea? I already had this idea. I just didn't make it loud enough. Okay, well now we got more of them. Man, okay. Alright, cool. That's what happens when you try to solve, you have problems, you solve them, you forget you solved the problem, you undermix the solution, the problem reemerges, you solve it again. It's nice to know that my brain works the same way now as it did in November. I probably thought the same thing, like, oh, we should do an apple. Maybe it's because of this that it gets hidden. Oh, maybe it's just not obvious that it's going. Maybe there's too many of them. Like if we just did those two. Actually, maybe if we just mute this one, maybe this one's the problem. Just mute that. Nah, still not quite. That one's pretty obvious. That one's kind of obvious. That one's, I don't know. Like that feels obvious to me, but in the mix, I don't know if it's obvious. Like they just kind of. I think we're gonna have to accentuate it digitally. Sound of a crashing wave, like something to reverberate when it ends. That might be cool. That's something that I would think about doing here. Like lyrically it works better here.
Universal Big Bang Gong. Force particles spin.
Like the reason why it works better there is because it's actually talking about that kind of like. But you're right. Here's where it actually works musically. Yeah, we're gonna accentuate this digitally. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put these in a bus, and then we're gonna put that bus in another bus, and then we're gonna mail that bus to ourselves. And when it arrives, haha, we'll smash it with a hammer. Whoops, that wasn't what I meant to do. I want to pack folders. Pack folder. Swish down. We're going to give it a bus. And then we're going to mail that bus. We're going to put that bus inside another bus. Like I said. Actually, are these currently going to a bus? No, they're just currently going to main. So they've all individually got those things in them. Okay, that's good. I'll figure something out. Extinction ball. But for this, we're going to use just a simple parametric EQ. And we're going to have a nice sweep. Let's try this. I'm going to take this. It's probably pretty good. Wait, hold on. Let's see if it's good. This is going to sound bad for a second. Oh, you know what happened? We cut off too much of the lows. Hold on. Because look, in this EQ... Oh! Weird. I think, oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. See, we cut off all the lows. We actually need some of these lows. Where was it? Was it this one? Yeah, okay. Like, repetition legitimizes. This sounds like a car alarm. But now if we go back here. Let me bring up the top level generically. We're gonna automate this. Ah. Oh no. My mouse just froze. My mouse stopped working. Now I can't make it stop. Oh no. Okay, hold on. I gotta fix my mouse. Okay, now the computer is frozen. That's not a good prize. Oh, all of my USBs. I think Rumi is attempting to sew, and it's messing with my USB ports. Just a second. Ba-dum. Things are going insane. Come on. Ah. This is very strange. Still doesn't work. Hold on. I gotta figure out a way to make this noise stop. Maybe I can use my phone as a mouse. Bottom. Installing device driver software. What on earth? It's the actual science game. Yeah, if you ever wanna... Hey. Okay. I'm using my phone as a mouse. What have I done? Sweet Jesus, what have I done? Stop! Okay. Oh! And now the mouse works again. Of course, now the actual mouse works again. As soon as I figured out a workaround. I've had nightmares about having a song on loop and not being able to turn it off. Yeah, well, you know, that is how it go. That's how it be. Okay, so after all that, we got this.
Quantize Gaussian.
I think maybe we do want this swish here though.
Gaussian.
But then we want to duck it when the swish, when like we want it to be like something's coming.
Gaussian.
But then once this comes, we want it to fade down. We get you. I need you, you. I need you, you. Yeah, like that. I can finally start writing the story for the acapella science game. Turn the entire acapella science games. Let's turn this loop on. Okay, so are these swishes as wide as they could be? No, by no means. They're by no means as wide as they could be. Should be more out here. Maybe not, actually. A bit too much. I lied. Maybe they're not quite aligned with each other. It's getting okay. I think we gotta duck more things to make that swish prominent. The main problem in the game should be technical difficulties. I agree. Technical difficulties are a bane of mine. Or at least it should be like a regular mechanical technical difficulties. The main problem should be understanding spin. So many things could be regular problems. Sleep properly. You could like have a motivation bar that decreases as you stream, and then but also decreases randomly for no good reason. And if you ever look away from your screen or get slightly distracted, it goes to 0, and you have to pump it up somehow artificially, which just should be intentionally programmed into the game. Yeah. Okay, I think that's okay. Let's just make it so we don't forget about it. Let's make it super prominent for now. I do think we need something out there. Yeah. I don't know, maybe this could be more intense. How do we make it more intense? Just by making it bigger? Yeah. Not quite that big, but... And maybe if it starts a little... Because I think right now it's starting a little before... Yeah. Oh no, you stayed up till 6 a.m., but you have to babysit at 11 a.m. How will you handle this? Intentionally program in a convoluted exploit that allows the execution of arbitrary code. Yeah, you could, that could be like the end state of the game is that you discover the theory of everything, and what the theory of everything allows you to do is arbitrarily rewrite the code of the game. That could actually be really cool. Sleep, lose 50 progress, but gain 100 motivation. If only it worked like that. Sleep is actually lose 50 progress. Also lose quite a bit of motivation for at least 1 hour after you get up. Coffee, gain 50 progress, but lose 100 motivation. Also, coffee, become a jittery mess, and pee a lot. Okay, this is so loud now. Need some volume automation on it. Shouldn't start out that loud. Start louder than that though. Should end louder. This is probably too much. It's not supposed to hit you in the face. I'm focusing on it right now, so it's hitting you in the face. Yeah, well, there's the idea of it. We'll revisit it when we have objective ears. Because it could maybe be a little slower. Or a little more to the right. Yeah, I think it needs to be a little to the right. Yeah, now it feels more like I want it to feel. Okay, well, there's a little thing. A little thing done a little better. That's what we do here at FFFEEEEEIILLD Science Industries. Do little things a little better. Oh, where are those oohs? Still here, huh? But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper. What's the to something high deeper? What's the seed of quantum fields? FFFEEEEEIILLLD Science Industries and a spin-off of FFFEEEEEIILLLD Science Pure Research. Do a little things a little better. Hey, get Loris if you need help with game programming, right? Clearly, Loris is capable of things. Oh, yeah. I ducked the to go with the old position, and now it's not that position. Yeah, fix that. This is why I don't like working with regions. It's hard to grab the right things. This would be a lot easier if I had done it with an automation thing. Yeah, that's good. Try everything can be the motto of acapella science pure research. Did I say try everything at some point?
Oh, quantized oscillation. Is there the fields everywhere? Oh, my, quantization. Quantized undulation. Oh, quantized oscillation.
Yeah. It's good.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper, what's the seed of?
Now that's where the bass should come in more prominently. In the oohs, that ooh in the second part to give it some oomph. That's where the basses on the oohs should ramp up. This is what I want.
Field vibrations to something high deeper.
There they are. I had this idea before, but I didn't do it enough.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got.
I wasn't bold. Bold as love.
Vibrations to something high deeper. What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the latest idea.
Okay, I can see why you didn't do that much.
Fields, I ain't got.
Might even stream the process. Everything's a bit of a cliche. You know, some cliches are true. Like, some cliches are good because they're true. Ketchup. Or Jim Belushi.
Those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper. What's
Yeah, stream the process, or at least like give regular updates in the Discord, and people help you out.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the latest idea.
Okay. Still something not quite right.
Quantized gossip. But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper, what's the seed of quantum fields? Quantized gossip.
Needs a stronger entrance, and then it can go down. Well, that's the opposite of what I wanted. It's got to enter here, right? So that's where it enters. Arg. Go away. I don't want this curve anymore. There. That's a little too much. That's hard. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Gotta tell me just what's going on.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high, deeper.
Yeah, I like that. I think we can probably bring that down. And actually, no. But beneath those, although I'm wary of too much volume change.
Quantization, quantized undulation, oh, quantized gossip.
Whoops. Got too into the acting there.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high, deeper. But beneath those quantum field.
What am I looking for? I want a little more of a ducking effect when the but comes in. But from where?
But
I think it's from these oohs. Not these oohs, the other oohs. It's something about those low ones. Which slowly transition down, but I think I want them to transition down more quickly. There. Oops. Muted? What's this track? Oh, I'm not even doing the right track. Whoops. Whatever I did, I deny it. Yeah, that's why. Boink, boink, boink. Boink, boink. Just that little drop. I might do more on the whole track.
but beneath those
Yeah, just that little drop in the bass, because I think there the bass is too strong.
but beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high, deeper. What's the seed of?
And then these should go up. I don't know if they should go up this much.
High, deeper. What?
That's really obvious. It's a really obvious change in volume.
Deeper. What's the seed?
They could get louder.
What's the seed of quantum fields?
Yeah.
What's the seed of quantum fields?
It's true. I did it. I feel no regret at I'll do it again. That's my response to the allegations.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper, what's the seed of quantum fields?
Yeah, I need to separate that background vocal from the lead, probably with a reverb. I can push it back, push it away from us by making it sound like it's in the background.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper, what's
the problem is, which one of those is the lead, right? Because like in the first one, it's really obvious. No, that's unfortunately that quote is not. I'm not sure which quote you're talking about, Raphael, but I might be quoting something that you're quoting here, that you're thinking is an original quote.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper, what's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the latest idea. Brains have been so bad ideas. The girl that's dancing.
Yeah, weirdly, something happened here.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea.
Whatever I did, I didn't do it. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not the first person to say that.
Deeper. What?
I'm not sure who is, but I would reckon it isn't me.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to some. But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper, what's the seed? What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the latest idea.
Yeah, managing that build up is gonna be hard. That whoa 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 yeah, while keeping these lead things stationary. It's gonna be hard. Okay, where is that lead? Yeah, it's gotta be down here somewhere.
What's the seed?
So little reverb.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea.
Yeah, this need to change. This needs to be different. Ah, okay. Yeah, first we need an EQ. We need it brighter.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea.
Feels overcompressed to me. How much do we... Whoa!
What's the seed of...
No wonder it feels overcompressed. What did I do to this thing?
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea.
Is there more than one compressor on there? Is it, or is this going to another bus? Oh, this is going to the lead bus, and the lead bus might be compressed as a whole. Is it? Oh no, there's no lead bus. Okay, where's this going? Because it feels super compressed, but there's no obvious compressor on it. It's going to double lead. Oh, it's going into double lead.
What's the seed of quantum fields?
Oh, in that case, it might sound different with the lead on.
What's the seed?
But that makes sense. That's why it sounds like it's coming out of the same space. Let's not put it into double lead. Let's make it be its own thing. I'm just gonna send it into main.
Seed of quantum. What's the seed of quantum fields?
Already, it's standing out more. Yeah, you don't want to.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the latest idea.
There's a YouTube video with a little kid saying it, and there are T-shirts that's saying printed on it. Okay, cool, good to know.
Fields, I ain't got the latest idea.
Let's put on a room reverb.
What's the seed?
Mostly what we want is these things, right?
What's the seed of quantum fields? The seed of quantum fields.
Like we want this to feel like it's more into space.
Patience to something high deeper. What's the seed of?
I think the music software should have a visual presentation for the pan and volume. Don't they?
Of quantum fields.
What do you mean a visual presentation for the pan and volume? I mean that's what sliders are. Sliders and.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't.
Oh, is this? I wonder if I've got this doing a thing where it sends to reverb. Oh, this doesn't send to reverb at all.
Vibrations to something high deeper. What's the seed of quantum fields?
Headphones icon and movable tracks name so you can position them to your liking just by visual. Usually the way that we solve that kind of thing is that we'll have a keyboard and we'll just set the pans we're trying to work with to a dial, and then you can just you just have it in front of you and you can manipulate it in real time. But my keyboard is being fritzy,
beneath
and I also never got good at that.
those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper.
I think maybe this needs to
What's the seed of quantum fields?
change here. The settings in this need to change a bit. Is this the last time we ever do double? It is. So we're
Beans or bits or bare ideals.
so we're free to like switch the parameters on this. If we add some automation to change the parameters on this, we'll never need to revert it. That's good to know.
Is there the fields everywhere?
Because I think we sort of changed it around for this kind of thing.
On common ground. Matter field vibrations shun their kind. Every wave in a different state.
And then here it sounds good here.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper.
It's like in the next one, it needs to become a little less lo-fi, a little more widened out, a little more presentable to the world, I think. What's on here these days? How did I give it that lo-fi sound? The isotope?
But beneath those quantum field vibrations.
That's probably just with the EQs, right? What's on here? Isotope. Compressor, that's fine. EQ. I really cut off the bottom, didn't I?
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper.
Yeah, let's try automating this back a little bit so we can get more beef to it in this part. I don't know, is that what we want?
What's the seed of quantum fields?
It wouldn't really help. We don't need, no, that's not what we need. We need it to be wider and we need it to be less, I don't know, less band restricted. I'm not sure what's doing the band restriction right now.
I ain't got the faintest idea.
Is there a de-esser on it?
Beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper. What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea.
Maybe we could bring up the ending there. End on that. Pro EQ.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea. But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper. What's the seed of...
Wait, is this, maybe this was recorded differently from the beginning. Maybe it needs a different EQ.
Wave is there, the fields have...
Yeah, because that feels way too harsh. But this was recorded in a way that I think it needs that extra bump in the highs. So, edit automation bypass. Turn it on until here.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper.
So over here, bypassed. Yeah.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper. What's the seed of...
Maybe we'll leave it bypassed because it did give this part a real lo-fi feeling kind of by accident, and I like it.
But beneath those quantum field vibrations to something high deeper.
And then we'll add the...
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea. Brains or bits or ideas. The birds left to you. Digital quantum spin for...
Maybe we should do a second. What's the seed of quantum fields? Oh, no. Okay, we're going to widen it. We're going to widen that one.
What's the seed?
We're just going to, we don't have to do a second one. We just need to give it a widener. But to do that, we need to send it to a bus. So, we're going to pack the folder. We're going to call it What's the Seed Stereo. We're going to give that its own bus. Add bus. And then that'll let us put the doubler on it. Doubler is the, seriously, this doubler, handiest VST. I mean, the exciters are pretty darn handy. I should make like a master list of things that are really good to have. Like top plugins. I mean, obviously, like if you're doing audio production, you need a reverb, you need an EQ, you need a compressor, right? Like those three, fundamental. You cannot really do much without them. But then getting into like the little tricky things that just like they make such a difference. I think number one would be this doubler, and then number two is some sort of distorter exciter thing, because they're just so versatile. And I mean, aside from little things like binaural pan, I don't even know if I'd call it a VST, but if you don't have it, you should figure out how to get it. So now we can do this. Maybe bring the center one down so it's just in the side.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea. What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea. What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest.
So we can do it this.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea. the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea.
Oh, I forgot to ask Tim, but for the entire time thing, I need to know the other tracks, like tenor and all that. Could you help me with that, please? Oh, you want to do the entire song? You want to reproduce it?
The faintest the seed of quantum fields. Something high deeper. What's the seed of quantum fields?
I think maybe I like this. No, it's a little comey for me. Let's try turning on all of them. That'll make it more evenly around without being like a comb filter.
What's the seed of quantum fields?
No, that makes it worse. Doesn't it?
What's the seed?
What do you hear? You hear that? Yeah, I mean, I never...
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got...
You want to know it builds a good a cappella. Do you want to know it forwards or backwards?
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got...
Yeah, no, that sounds too digital.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got...
I think we can use this to give us a little stereo width, but I don't know if we can overdo it. Unless we actually do turn off the lead.
What's the seed of
Then you can turn these two on and make them shine.
quantum fields? I ain't got... What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea. Brains are being so ideas. The birth left to you again, digital quantum.
So the 5 parts in the chorus of Atomic Time are whoa, arrow of entropic time, and then above that you have whoa, arrow of entropic time, and above that you have whoa, arrow of entropic time, whoa, arrow, and then below the whoa, you have the 5th whoa, arrow of entropic time, and then the bass is going whoa, air of entropic time, whoa, air of entropic time. So usually when you want to build an acapella, what you want to start with the lead. You want to get the bass track, so you know what your chord changes are on the bass voice, and then often you're going to have a 5th above the bass, but not always. You want to not have close intervals in the bass voices. You want to spread them out. So either like 5ths or like major 6ths, minor 6ths. Usually in barbershop there will always be at least one voice above the lead, and so like in this one there's actually 2, but that's because there's 5 tracks. But there's always at least one voice above the lead, and usually you can just write a harmony part above the lead that'll sit nicely, and then the middle, the voice between, like in barbershop, it's like the voice between the tenor and the bass, the baritone. That's where you just kind of engineer it to make it do the chords you want. So once you the bass is kind of fixed, the melody's fixed, the voice above the melody kind of has to do what the melody's doing to sound nice, like kind of follow the rough, stay a decent interval above it. And then that baritone voice above the bass, that's where you fill out the chord and do all the weird notes that you didn't fit in anywhere else. So that's for barbershop. That's kind of the basics. For something like this, it's totally different, right? Like then you get into the broad world of, how can you arrange a song, and anything is possible. Although broad principles still apply, like cluster your notes in the high registers and keep them nicely separated in the low registers.
What's the seed of quantum fields?
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
What's the seed of?
I think I do like a bit of width on it. Let's just do that.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the thing.
Hey, we could do that thing with the analog delay again.
What's the seed of?
Heck.
What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea. Brains or bits or bare ideals. A proof left to you, my dear reader. What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea. Brains or bits or bare ideals. A proof left to you, my dear reader. What's the seed of quantum fields? I ain't got the faintest idea. Brains or bits or bare ideals. What's the seed?
Hello. Hi. We're back. Is anyone yeah, Raphael, is anyone else in the chat, or are y'all are people doing the I didn't notice the proof left to the reader joke. Yeah. Yeah. That's proof left to you, my dear reader. Yeah, it's cuz it right now it's not surprising you didn't hear it, cuz right now the lyrics aren't coming out in the mix. So we'll get there. My wrist hurts. I need an ergonomic platform for my mouse hand because it's starting to get bad. I feel like I'm getting carpal tunnel in this hand from my current setup. It's not good. What if my mouse is up here? Would that be better? I don't know. Still hurts. It's not good. What's the optimal mouse position? Does anyone know? Is it like level with your hand? Should be way up here. Ow. Sorry, Sean. Ow. Repetitive stress injuries. Not a thing that humans were designed for. We were not designed to do one thing all day long. We were designed to do a bunch of different things. Climb some trees. Run down a deer. Found a video of someone that showed each part separately, but I still couldn't do it. I've long mentioned that I want a compressor on my desktop speakers. I wonder if there's like for one thing, there must be a compressor app, right? Like I've been thinking that too. Like I've got this thing called SonarWorks that runs it runs on the end of the DAW, but it can also run on your entire desktop sound that and it's for conditioning the output so it matches the frequency spectrum of your headphones. But surely there's something like that is just a compressor. I mean, that would be one solution. The other solution is I wonder if Behringer's really good at making really cheap little audio gadgets that can go in your like signal chain coming out of your computer. I've got one that's just like a mixer that sends my headphone to 4 headphones. I wonder if Behringer has like a super cheap like compressor for computer audio. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody does, because that's like especially for when you're like when you're watching movies at night, it would be fantastic. Movies have such a range of volumes, and when you're watching them at night with like roommates or neighbors, it would be so nice to be able to have like throw a compressor on them. I mean, for that, VLC has like, because VLC goes up to 200%, you can kind of do it. You can do it with VLC if you crank it up to 200% on VLC and then bring it down everywhere else. But okay, how are we gonna control this? Whoa, 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 yeah. Like, it's still gotta build, but it's gotta be. I combined the videos together and it didn't sound good. Well, I mean, you've gotta, Raphael, you've gotta sing them on top, like, you've got to sing them simultaneously with each other. Like you got to do the lead and then be listening to the lead while you sing the bass, and then be listening to the lead and the bass while you sing the Barry, and being listened to all three when you sing the tenor and stuff like that. So that's one thing, but the other thing is I don't like. I mean, you could post it and. Like whatever you did, you could post it and ask like, well, hey, why doesn't this sound good? What am I doing wrong? And people could critique it for you. I don't know. Hey, Catherine switched over. This whoa, 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 yeah is like piercing right now. Okay, so we gotta figure that out. Yeah, because I'm sure people would be happy to tell you like, hey, here's what we're hearing in your part. Your thing. Whoa, 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 yeah! Yeah, right now this is like a block. It needs to be more like a bunch of voices. I don't know, creative projects? Collabs? I'm not sure. Probably creative projects. Is Bart Berry? What?
Excitations.
Okay, what are we gonna do with this?
Whoa, 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 yeah!
I really like that thing, but it's super thin right now. Yeah, the first thing is how are they placed? The answer is not enough way over to the side. Binaural pan to the rescue. A favy.
Whoa, 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 yeah!
That can't be all, though. That certainly can't be all.
Whoa, 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 yeah! Whoa, 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 yeah!
There's too much going on.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
First of all, we're going to bring all these down a bit.
Whoa, 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 yeah!
No, maybe not.
Whoa, 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 yeah!
These should sound like they're all around you, but they really don't right now. I don't know why. Okay, let's start from the bottom. We'll mix it from the bottom up like we usually do.
Whoa, 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 yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I think there's too much frequency buildup up here. I was singing really brightly this whole time.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, 5656 is gonna dip out. Okay. Yeah, it is almost 5. So this has been our 2 hours of stream for the day. YouTubes. Should I end the stream here on YouTube and just head over to Twitch? And then we can continue it there. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a decent thing to do. That way I only have to look at one thing at once. Or is that just confusing? And then I should just leave it on both of them because who cares? We might as well have it on both. Vote now on your phones.
Whoa, 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 yeah.
Yeah, let's do. Go to Twitch.
Whoa, 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 yeah. Whoa, 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 yeah. Whoa, 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 yeah.
Not the decisions they are hunting me. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go over to Twitch. So, thank you all for tuning in to this special ACS live broadcast where I got surprisingly little done, but we are working with very dense sections. So, thanks for tuning in. I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow, but if you want to know what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go over to twitch.tv/acapellascience and keep doing the exact same thing we're doing right now. Hey, okay. I see you later.